Well, hello and welcome to the BitMonkey Show. My name is Alex, and today I do have an awesome plugin to review for you, and that plugin is called the WP Review Pro plugin. It is made by my theme shop, and if you've been watching my channel for quite some time now, you would know I'm a big fan of my theme shop because their themes and plugins are always excellent and they're always very lightweight, which means that they never slow down your website. So with this plugin, you can write really awesome reviews, and it's particularly useful if you have a blog or maybe even an e-commerce site and you want to write professional reviews about certain kinds of topics or products. So as an example, let me just give you a very quick sneak peek. This is one of my dummy sites right here, themoviecharacters.com. It's essentially a movie blog. Now in here, I wrote a review about Spectre, the last James Bond movie. So over here, you can see this section where you now have like the review. You have the main headline, it's a pretty decent Bond flick. You've got some information right there. And then you've got the features over here. Acting got like a 3.5 out of 5. Directing got, acting got a 4.5 out of 5. Directing got a 3.5 out of 5. And so on. So score got like 4.5 out of 5. And the overall score here was 3.9 out of 5. And then you can also see like the summary, of the entire movie. So this is an example of what you can do with this particular plugin. You can write reviews on any kind of subject. So maybe if you're into travel, food, sports, anything you want to write reviews, this is the great plugin that you can use to write really awesome reviews. Other things to mention about this plugin is that, like I said earlier, it is very lightweight. It is compatible with just about every theme out there, and you can also import reviews from Facebook, from Yelp. It is the all-in-one plugin for writing reviews, and you do have two variations. You've got the free version and also the paid version. The paid version obviously would have more features, but don't worry, with the free version you can still do quite a lot. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use this plugin with the free version and also with the paid version. I'm going to be working side by side with both of them. So if you're going to go with the free version, there's something for you. If you're going to go with the paid version, there is also something for you as well. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Sit back, relax, and now let me show you how you can use the WP Review Pro plugin to write awesome reviews on your website. Alright, so let's take a look at the WP Review plugin, and once you've installed and you've got the plugin active, you can simply go to your settings, and then under settings you will see the WP Review Pro tab down there. Click in there and you should see this page. Now what you're looking at basically is the back end of the Review Pro version of the plugin. This is the free version of the plugin, and you can see right now that with the free version you will see the features or functions that are exclusive to the paid version. For example, in here you will see add total rating to thumbnails as a pro feature, enable user ratings in all posts as a pro feature as well. Pop-up and notification bar, you can see it's all grayed out. So that's just to tell you that these are only available with the pro feature, or the pro version of the plugin. But nevertheless, don't worry, even with the free version you can still do quite a lot, and I'm going to show you what you can do with the plugin. All right, I'm going to switch back over to the Review Pro version. So in here where we have general settings, we do have quite a few of them, but I'm just going to walk you through the most important ones. The very first one in here, which says restrict rating to registered users only. This is very important, I feel, because it really depends. If you're going to allow users to leave their own ratings, their own comments, then I would highly recommend that you restrict such ratings only to your registered users. This way you avoid trolls or anyone from anywhere just coming into your site and writing all sorts of nasty reviews or posting very stupid ratings. So to avoid that, go with yes. All right. But again, it depends on what you want to do with your site. Now down in here, you do have this disable map script in the back end. You can output Google Maps with this plugin. So if for any reason you notice there is some sort of conflict, the plugin isn't working properly when you try to output a Google map, it could be that there is another plugin on your site that's already outputting Google Maps. If that's the case and you notice a conflict, simply come in here and turn these on to yes, but only do this again if there is indeed a conflict. I'm going to keep that on no. Now in here, if you want users to be able to leave comments on your reviews, then you can either decide to allow the theme to dictate how the comments will be displayed, or you can go with the one that WP Review provides. I would highly recommend that you first of all check out how your theme displays the comments by default, and then if you're not happy, you can come in here and switch to the WP Review version. Let's come down in here. So you can record user ratings based either on their IP address or based on their browser cookie. To be honest, there isn't a bad or good answer here. It's either one is fine. I'll go with the based on IP address. Okay, so finally, show rating values with star ratings, allow multiple reviews per account, include pros and cons in comment reviews. This is all up to you. You could decide to go with yes or no. There's really no right or wrong answer in any of these. Then finally, you do have the approved comment reviews without moderation. So again, if you want users to come in and leave their comments and reviews without any moderation, you can simply keep this one to yes. But if you want to moderate the reviews before they go live, then turn this on to no. You can also purge visitor ratings and then purge comment ratings as well. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and save my changes. Now, there is quite a lot in here under styling, defaults, embed. But let me show you how you can actually create a review, and then we can come back in here. So I'm going to go over to my posts. And let's say, for example, I wanted to write a review for, let's say, Spectre, okay? The Spectre movie. I'm going to go over to edit it. Let me do the exact same thing with the free version as well. Let's go to our posts and the free version. Let's go with Chiang Mai. We're going to write a review for Chiang Mai. Okay, so once you have the plugin installed and you go to your posts, down here you will see the review box. The review type, for the free version, you have access to 3. You can go with a star review where you have something like 4 stars out of 5. You can go with points, so maybe 8 points out of 10, and then percentage maybe 83% or 85% out of 100, stuff like that. So you can go with either of these 3 with the free version. We'll go with star. Let me switch over back to the paid version. If I scroll down here, you can see the exact same thing in here as well, except that now we have access to pop-up and notification bars. We'll talk about this a bit later. But with the paid version of the plugin, you have access to circle reviews as well, and then thumbs. So this could be like thumbs up, thumbs down kind of a review. But I'll go with star. All right. So we've chosen star. So now we can write a heading for the review. So I'm just going to come in here and I'll say pretty decent Bond flick. All right. Now in here, you do have something very interesting, which is the item schema. Basically in here, you can choose a template that will describe what exactly it is that you're reviewing. So as an example, if I click on the drop box in here, you can see we've got book, we've got course, we've got episode, event, game, hotel, local business, and so on. Now I'm going to go with movie. Now you can see we have access to extra information. You've got movie title, movie description. We can choose an image. If I chose, let's say, a book, for example, now it's a little bit different. Now you've got the book author, book edition, book format, things like that. So this is a really wonderful way of displaying very key, important information about what it is that you're actually reviewing. The thing now is that with the free version of the plugin, you do have access to choose the exact same kinds of review schemas, but unfortunately, you will not be able to display them. You can see right in here. Let me just scroll down. It says display schema data in the box. It's a pro feature, unfortunately, but don't worry. You can still do. You can still write awesome reviews with the free version. I'm going to go back with the paid version. So I've chosen the reviewed item schema here to be movie. So let's just quickly add this information. So Spectre, movie description, 007 goes goes on a mission to save the world. Okay, I'm gonna select my image. I'm gonna choose this one right there, insert that. Let's scroll down in here. You can add like a more link text and then the actual URL. So maybe you want to link the review to maybe an external review or another post that you have. You can do that right there. Date published, let's go with 6th of February 2020. This would be England is the country. Duration 163 minutes. And the book author, well, the movie doesn't have a book as far as I know. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but we can skip that. Director is Sam Mendes, if I'm not mistaken. Actors, let's just quickly say Daniel Craig. There is a new movie coming out, a James Bond movie. It's called No Time to Die, so I'm looking forward to that one as well. All right, so we've got Christopher Waltz. I hope you're a James Bond fan if you're watching this video. All right, so Daniel Craig, Christopher Waltz. Genre is action. And there you go. So if you want to choose a custom author, you can come in and click yes, and then you can simply add the name of the custom author that's making the actual review, but I'm going to go with no. All right. Now, let's come down in here. This is very, very important. You've got the review item. And thankfully, with the free version of the plugin, you have access to the exact same thing. You can come in here and add your review items as well. So what exactly is a review item? These are kind of like the key features of what it is that you're actually reviewing. So for example, with a movie, I can come in here, add my item. So let's say the acting, for example. How was the acting in the movie? Like, okay, this is one of the things people want to know about a movie, the acting, okay? So feature score in here, I can give this, let's say, 3.5 out of 5, okay? I can come in here, add another item. So let's say the plot. I really didn't like the plot for this movie, so I'll give that a 2.5 out of 5. Let's add another item. So let's say, for example, the action, Actually, no, let's not go with action since we have acting. Let's go with directing. How was the directing? We'll give it a 4. It was okay, I guess. Let's add another item. What else do people like in the movie? The score. How was the score? We can give that maybe a 4.5 out of 5. And then let's go with one more item. So far we have the acting, the plot, directing, score. Let's go with the cinematic effects. Let's just give that one a 5, okay? Let's give it a 5. And there you go. All right, so in here you can choose to hide the features if you don't want to show them, but that really doesn't make sense. We want to show the features because let's show them. Custom location, you can choose either to display the review after your content, before your content, above and below your content, or use a custom shortcode. I love using custom shortcodes because then you can be very specific as to where you want to display the review. So I'll go with the custom. And now in here, we can see we've got the shortcode. So it's WP review ID equals 64. I will copy that. You can choose a custom layout. So in here, you can choose maybe you want to display like this, or you can go with blue, dark side. You've got different kinds of formats. With the free version, you have access to just the aqua version, but it's okay. I'm going to go with the default version. Let's come down in here, and there you go. So you've got your review color, inactive review color, font color, and so on. We'll leave this for now. Let me scroll down in here. Now you can add review links, okay? So you could come in here, add some text, and then add the URL if you wanted to. And now in here is now the description, the summary. Okay, so what's this? What do you want to say? I'm just going to come in here and let me just grab some of this dummy content real quick. So let's copy that. Then I'll scroll all the way down here and then display. Or dump it right there. And then finally, you've got the pros and cons feature. So this would be useful if you're reviewing a particular kind of service or maybe a product. So this product has its pros, but then it has its cons. This is a movie, so we can't really add pros and cons for a movie. It doesn't really fit. And now finally, you've got the user reviews. Again, if you want people to be able to leave their own reviews, their own comments, You can come in here and then choose either the visitor rating only, comment rating only, both. I'm just going to go with disable. So it's just going to be me writing the reviews myself. And there you go. So I've copied the ID. So let's decide where we're going to display the short code. So let's do this right here. Actually, let's do that at the bottom. All right. Let's paste oh, I'm sorry. I forgot we copied the sample text. So we've got to come back in here and copy the short code again. Let's come down here. All right. I'll copy that. Let's go back up here. All right, let me remove this dummy text and I'll just paste the short code for the review. And let's update. So now let me show you how this is going to look like. Let's go ahead now and view the post. So now if I scroll all the way down here, you can see that right here now, you can see we've got the headline, Pretty Decent Bond Flick. And then you can see the ratings. Okay, so you can see acting was 3.5 out of 5, plot, directing, score, cinematic effects, and then you can also see the summary as well, and then the overall score 3.9. Now we're not seeing the schema information, so let's go back and let's make a change. I don't know why we're not seeing the schema information. Let's come down here. Let's see. Okay. So in here, you have to check this box that says display schema data in the box. So I'm going to go with yes. We want to display the schema information. So let's go back now and update. And now let's view the post. So now let's see how it looks like. Let's come back down here. And there you go. Now you can see the schema information, movie title, description, publish date, country, and so on. So you can see this is a very cool, really neat, clean way of displaying very important information about what it is that you're actually reviewing. So that's what the schema does for you. So this is with the paid version of the plugin. With the free version, again, you will have access to add in your own review items as well. You can choose your custom location, choose a custom layout, and then you can also add your reviews, links, add your description, as well as the heading. I'm sorry, the review summary, basically the title and then the summary of your review. Unfortunately, the pros and cons is only available with the paid version of the plugin. So this is how you would write a review for a particular kind of product or service. Coming back to the settings, you have access to the styling. So in here, you can choose a default style to go with. Over here as well, you can choose your default review color, font color, and so on. And then, of course, also go with the review box with, go with Google Fonts and so on. So basically, you can just choose the default styling that you want to go with. You've got defaults. So in here, you can choose maybe a default review type to be always be star or point. You can choose your default location to be custom and so on. Now, review schema, it would really help if, let's say, for example, your blog was about movies. Then ideally every review you would write will typically be about a movie, right? So in here, you can come in here right now and simply add movie as your default review schema. And then you can also add your own default features. So for example, every movie you would review would of course have the acting feature. So you can come in here right now, add acting as one of the default features. You can add directing as well. So basically what this does is it will save you time. You would not need to constantly re-add these over and over again. Once you go over to a new movie, you go over to the review box, you click on features, these would automatically pop up. So it would really help if you added your own default features as well. Finally, you've got embed. You can choose to show the embed code if you want people to be able to embed your reviews on their own site. I'm going to go ahead, save my changes. And let me quickly show you two more features available only to the pro version of the plugin. So you've got pop-up. You can enable a pop-up and basically show a pop-up of all your reviews. I'm gonna scroll down in here. So you've got the usual settings, you know, the animation out, colors, and so on. you can choose where you want your pop-ups to display, right? So you can choose maybe a post or a page. We'll go with post. You can choose either maybe from a tag or a view type. We'll go with categories. And then we'll go with all categories. So show the pop-up on all categories. Number of reviews. You can show maybe 6, 4, 5 at once. I can go with 4. Let's go with 3. The order, you can go with random, most popular reviews, and so on. It all depends on you. Hide the pop-up after 30 days, or maybe show the pop-up after, let's say, 4 seconds, okay? So once the page loads, we can show the pop-up after 4 seconds. But then you can also show the pop-up. Geez, I'm going to say pop-up so many times in this video. You can show it when the visitor has reached the end of the content, or you can also show if the visitor is about to leave. Now, this is important. You can show the pop-up on screens larger than a certain amount of pixels. So if you don't want to show the pop-up on a mobile device, I'll recommend maybe going with something like 768 pixels in here. So the pop-ups will not show up on mobile devices. So let's put this to the test. I'm going to go ahead and save my changes. All right, so I'm going to go over and open up a new browser. So let's refresh this page right here. You can see I'm logged out. So right there, you can see right now that the pop-up has displayed because we refreshed the page. And then let's try a different post. Okay, I'm going to go with Bruce Willis in here. Okay, so now you can see I'm trying to close the window. Let me refresh this page. Sorry, let me just refresh this page. Okay, so let's try to exit, but it's not actually working. Let me just quickly go back and see what I need to change. Pop up. Let's come down here. Oh, okay. So it says in here that you can hide the pop-up for 30 days. So once that pop-up has shown, after 1 month, it will only show again after 1 month. So let's set this to 0. Okay, let's set this to 0, and then let's say show the pop-up only when the visitor is about to leave. I think this makes a bit more sense. So let's save the changes, and it should work right now. Let's go back in here. Let's refresh the page. Okay, so now I am going to try to close, and now you can see that the pop-up automatically appears saying, hey, check out our review for Spectre. So that's how the pop-ups essentially work. Let's go back in here very quickly. Let me show you the notification bar. Again, you can enable, just come in here, click on yes, and then you can add the text, what you want to display, the rating, price, and so on, add your necessary information. And then you can also choose to style the notification bar, choose the location, the colors, and so on. Let's save the changes. And okay, so let's see this in action. Let's come over here to my Brave browser. Let's refresh the page. Let's go over to the home page. Let me just make a hard refresh. This might take a few seconds for the bar to actually begin to show. Let me close this. Let's come down. All right, so now you can see that the bar is now appearing. So this is the notification bar, essentially informing people about a particular product that's on sale for $20. So that's how the notification bar works. So that's pretty much it. Now you do have access to also importing reviews from Yelp, from Google, from Facebook, but because of time, I will not be able to cover this. They do have extensive documentation on how you can do this on their site. Well, there you have it. We've come to the end of today's tutorial on how to use WP Review Pro. There are 2 more things I need to show you briefly. I can't go in depth because this video is already too long and I don't want it to go any longer. The first is that you can actually write multiple reviews on the exact same post. So as an example, on my website in here, I am comparing the different page builders. You have Site Origin that has its score 3.9. You've got Beaver Builder that has its own score 4.7, and so on and so forth. So how can you actually do something like this? Well, it's very, very easy. What you want to do is you can write an empty post, create a new post, and then down there you go to WP Review, write the review for whatever it is that you want to review, and then publish that post. Take the ID of the review and then take it to the post where you actually want to display it. I know that sounds kind of complicated. What am I talking about? If you go to the website and you check out the documentation for the plugin, it's right in here. You've got the question how to add multiple reviews in your posts. It is self-explanatory. It's very, very easy to do. One thing to mention though is that if you decide to write multiple reviews, whenever you create those reviews on empty posts and you publish those posts, make sure those posts are set to private. You don't want to set them public because it's empty. You don't want people looking at an empty post really. Make sure you set them to private. Again, the documentation is in here. You can read all about it. There is also a comparison table, and in here, let me quickly show you. Over here on the actual landing page for the plugin, they show you what you can do. Okay, so it's right here, number 9, comparison table. So in here, let me quickly show you what you can actually do with the plugin. You can create comparison tables like this, where you compare products or services at a glance. It's really, really awesome. You can do this. They do have also the documentation how to create a comparison table. So I'm just putting it out there so that you are aware of the wonderful things you can do with this particular plugin. The documentation is extensive. Everything is in there for you to review at your own convenience. So that's basically it on how to use the WP Review plugin. I should mention that I am also an affiliate for my theme shop. So if you decide to buy the pro version of the plugin, please use my affiliate link in the description box below. What that means is I will get a small commission if you decide to use my own link to buy the plugin. Now, I should also mention that they do have different variations of the license. So you've got a license for one site, for 3 websites, and then for unlimited. So in here, let me just open up a new browser. Okay, so in here, for example, right here, you can see they've got the free version. They've got license for 1 site, 3 sites, and then unlimited. So be sure that you choose the right option whenever you want to, if you want to buy the plugin, so you don't overbuy essentially. So that's it. My name is Alex. It's been a pleasure introducing you to the WP Review Pro plugin. If you like the video, be sure to like it, leave a comment if you have any questions or feedback. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, why haven't you subscribe, hit the bell so that you're notified whenever I go live. And of course, share the video with anyone whom you feel might benefit from learning how to use WP Review Pro. My name is Alex from the Web Monkey, and I will talk to you next time. Bye bye.